format for tonight. I know this is the second award ceremony for a lot of you. I went to the academic award ceremony today, so we want to try to keep this one as laid back as possible. We want to keep it moving. This night's about you. We're going to get to hear from a lot of our athletes. We're going to get to hear from all of our coaches. So I just want to apologize if we seem like we're, maybe a little bit brief in some of our remarks. It's just to keep the show moving and to give you guys a lot of time to hang out and enjoy the night. So let's start by bowing our heads and opening a word of prayer. Father, we just thank you for this beautiful night, this opportunity to come together. Lord, I thank you for our student athletes and all their talents and just their commitment this year to Jupiter Christian and to their sports and the passion that they showed. Father, I thank you so much just for their commitment and their willingness to strive for excellence, Lord. I pray that as we continue for our seniors, that they have great new beginnings, and for our underclassmen who are coming back, that they remain focused and just try to glorify you in everything that they do by giving it their best. We ask that you be with us tonight, and we commit this evening to you. In your name we pray, amen. Before I start, there's a lot of people that helped us put this beautiful event together. This is one of the first times an award ceremony like this is taking place off campus. No small undertaking to get all the decorations, the food, and everything that you guys are enjoying so far. So I want to recognize those people and give them a round of applause. First, I want to start with Jennifer Spear, Leah Moore, and Joellen Espinal. Let's give them a big round of applause. They've been working hard for about a month trying to put this together, and I think you guys will all agree it came out beautiful. I also want to thank this year's partners that we had. First, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. A lot of you guys might not realize this, but behind the scenes, FCA was sending your coaches devotionals throughout the year, just trying to give us some great information and some great materials, so every week we could try to weave that into our practices and games. And I know for me as a coach, that was a great resource, so real big thanks to FCA. Also, Florida Institute of Performance, Dave Donatucci. Those guys were new here on campus this year, got started, spent a lot of time in the ATC just trying to get to know you guys, putting that strength and conditioning program together, so we appreciate their support. And Miss Tracy Sproul, who again is here on cue. Big round of applause for Tracy. Taking all the beautiful pictures, and we'll send something out after tonight for you guys to get pictures if you want to go to our website and get those. I'd like to thank the Booster Club. The Booster Club is here tonight. They've got a table set up at the front. Parents, the Booster Club, if you're not a member, it's something that I highly recommend getting involved in. On the back of this card, if you've got a program, just to mention some of the things that they contributed to, we bought new wrestling uniforms, new football uniforms and helmets, which is no small expense, lacrosse uniforms and helmets, a lot of the Dig Pink raffle items and the concessions, meals for all of you that were state qualifiers and went on the road. The Booster Club picked up your meal, generously contributed that. We had some film analysis software. I know the basketball team used that, team towels for basketball. All the startup expenses for Coach Morawski and Coach McSweeney's swim program, which was highly successful. The Booster Club came to our aid there. We didn't budget for that starting the year, and they picked up all that. All these beautiful banners that we will use here, we use them at the golf tournament, and Spirit Well, and again, some raffle items for the golf tournament. So let's give the Booster Club a big round of applause. And they're here tonight for anybody that wants to join. Okay, now I know you guys are used to being told to put your phones away at school. Tonight's different, okay? We've got a couple segments, one in particular where we're gonna need you guys to vote. This is the first time where we've ever had the Mr. and Mrs. Eagle Awards, the Student Athlete's Choice Award. So take a minute, get your phones out. We'll take the next half hour for you guys to vote, and then once we get to that segment, Kevin Higgins and Carly Cleveland are gonna come up and they're gonna present the winner, but the voting will start right now. If you go to Twitter, @EagleJCS, there's a link there for the Student Athlete Choice Award. Okay, so take that out, feel free to vote, now and as we continue in the evening, and then when Kevin and Carly come up, we'll give you about 30 more seconds and we'll announce that winner. Okay. Just to recap the year, I can remember at the beginning of the year standing in the gym with a lot of you when we opened up, and we just talked about what some of the goals were. And the main thing that we wanted was for you guys to strive for excellence. We wanted to see a strong commitment to your faith, where your faith came first, and just for you to represent yourself, the Lord, and Jupiter Christian in the best way possible. And I can tell you, I was at many contests throughout the year. we could not have been more proud of you and more pleased with what you guys did for the school and what you guys did for your coaches and the programs. So I just, as an athletic director, it made my job very, very easy, very, very enjoyable. So I thank you very, very much just for that great commitment to what our school is all about. So great job this year, and I wanted to thank you for that before we start. Okay, the first team, we're going to get into our team recognitions, is going to be our football team. So if we can get the football team to come on up with Coach Jim Davis. And as they're coming up, this will set the tone for some of the intros that we're going to do. We had the play of the year that some of you may have heard about in football. It's one of the most miraculous plays you'll ever see. And so Danny Caruso, Matt Narbone, and I, we took some time and we wanted to, just for the people that missed that, we wanted to relive that here tonight. So let me see if I can pull that up. I guess they did great. The Eagles get the ball at the 50-yard line after an improbable fumble recovery by Colton Smith. 30 seconds to go. The Eagles are looking to cap off what will be a miraculous comeback. Eagles break the huddle, come to the line of scrimmage. Caruso under center, gets the snap, and is sacked by a Berean linebacker. Eagles hurry back up to the line. Looks like they're going to probably try to stop the clock by spiking the ball. Caruso gets the snap. Spikes the ball, 8 seconds remaining in regulation.
There's 8 seconds left in the game. I just got sacked and had to spike the ball to stop the clock because we had no timeouts left. I knew that the next play was going to be the last play of the game and had the confidence in my team that we could still pull this one out. Coach Davis called a great game and had a play in mind, but allowed Matt and I to talk him into calling spread post wheel. This means that all 4 receivers will be going downfield. The wide receivers will be running over the middle, while the slot receivers will be hugging the sideline. I thought that this would be the best call to get the ball into Matt's hands.
Butterflies, man. That's the only way to describe it. We finally convinced Coach to call our play, and I switched from slot to wide receiver. This means against the defense, I have the best chance of catching the ball. Now lined up, ready to go. There was a lot of pressure, but I kept telling myself, just do your job, catch the ball, and do what you're here to do.
Well, fans, it all comes down to this. Eagles ball from their own 40-yard line, 60 yards to go, and only 8 seconds left in the game. The Eagles break the huddle and jog to the line. Looks like they're in some sort of a spread offense. Caruso dropping back in the shotgun. Ball is snapped. Pressure coming from both sides. Caruso gets rid of it.
Out of the shotgun, I look over the defense. I see they're playing a cover 2, meaning that their safeties each have half of the field to their zone. I know that after the post routes develop, there would be a chance for them to get open over the middle. I call for the snap and drop back in the pocket. After reading the safety, I see right away that Matt is going to be wide open. Just as I realize this, the pocket collapses and I feel the pressure. I know that I have to release the ball. Right as I release it, I get hit, and as I'm going down, I can see that the ball looks like it is on target, and Matt's about to come down with it. No way.
Caruso's pass is caught by Matt Narbone. Only one Berean defender to beat.
Oh my gosh, I just split the safeties, and now I'm wide open. I can't believe Danny actually got it off. He wants me to say it was a perfect pass. It was alright. I pull it in, and there's no way I'm going down. As I turn around, I see there's only one man left to beat. Just keep running, just keep running. Somehow I got straight through him, and oh my goodness, it happened. Touchdown. I look back from the end zone, time expired. I see my whole team and all their fans running towards me. The greatest comeback in school history. But honestly, Danny and I get a lot of the credit, and so many guys made big plays earlier in the game to put us in the position to finish the job. What an amazing feeling. None of us will ever forget this.
Coach, before I turn it over, excuse me guys, I just want to make mention of what an unbelievable job these guys did this year. At the beginning of the year, for those of you that were here, if you remember, there were a lot of skeptics, a lot of naysayers, people not really sure what was going to happen with football at Jupiter Christian School. And there were a lot of people that really weren't part of the solution, just wanting to give their feedback. These guys decided to just get away from all that noise, come together with Coach Davis, Coach Riley, Coach Howard, and really save Jupiter Christian football. So we were on life support. Here we are, the first game ever on our school's campus playing for the district championship. That's quite a turnaround. So You guys have my respect. I know your classmates respect that. Let's give these guys a big round of applause for stepping up like that. Where's yours, Coach?
Thank you. It's my honor to be up here tonight to be able to talk about these guys, and I know we got to keep things brief, and I will, but we went into the season, we only had 5 guys from the previous year, so it was a brand new team, and they quickly came together. And the other big amazing thing is that we did not have one senior on the team. So everybody we had last year was available to come back this year. And so they've set the course for Jupiter Christian football to continue to achieve even greater things. And that's evidence. We just had our spring game on Tuesday night, and we played 3 different teams, a team from Tampa, a team from Orlando, and a team from Winter Haven. And these guys put them on them by a collective score of 34-6. So we're excited about what's ahead of us. We're excited about we are going to have some seniors this year. We're going to have some good senior leadership, and we're looking forward to it. So when you get to the awards, we've got a few to give. Pardon me, I don't like to do this because we're going to miss some guys that deserve it, but I've got a few. The first one is what we're calling kind of our Overachiever Award, and it's going to be shared by 2 individuals. These 2 individuals came up to varsity as 9th graders, and they both wound up starting, and most of the time they started one way every game, and a lot of games they started both ways. They're great kids, hardworking kids, and they're going to be a core of the next 3 years at Jupiter Christian. Those 2 are Spencer Shaddix and Roman Ivanowitz. All right, the next award is also kind of a shared award for our top offensive players. Again, there's a few ways, a number of guys that probably could have deserved this, but it was probably tipped off a little bit. The co-winners are the 2 guys that were involved in that play against Berean Christian, which was truly one of those. You see those on ESPN from somewhere, in Washington or Oregon, but we had one right here at Jupiter, and those 2 are a quarterback, Danny Caruso, and a wide receiver, Matt Narcone. Got one more, and our mantra we adopted a couple years ago is we call our SEAL mantra, S-E-A-L, and we wear it on our shirts. The S stands for sacrifice, the E for effort, the A for accountability, and the L for love. And the guys bought into that, but there's one guy who bought into it more, I think, than any other one by his actions, and he was a new player for us. This guy came in, and I've coached here for 13 years, and I can only think of one kid who works as hard as this young man did. Every drill, every play, everything. When he got hurt later in the year, he didn't miss a practice. He came to every practice. He filled up water. He was on the sideline encouraging. He exemplified what we're trying to be, what it's all about. And that guy is Clay Fitzmaurice. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Okay, we'd like to invite the cross-country teams up on stage right now, please.
What I love the most about sports is the feeling of accomplishment, such as PRing in a race or finally scoring a goal. It makes all the hard work seem worth it.
My teammates are what motivate me.
They are the reason I run faster, throw farther, and work harder. During the cross-country season, I formed strong relationships with my teammates. Sure, we made jokes, but in the end, we were always there for each other. We practically became a family. I have to give all the credit to the Lord. The reason I was able to succeed was because God was with me every step of the way. He was the reason I was able to excel in track. I wouldn't have been able to do any of it without Him.
Okay, I'd like to introduce our women's cross-country coach, Miss Kippy Carmen.
I want to start by saying what a wonderful, fantastic season the Varsity Girls Cross Country team had this year. From the very beginning, the year felt really special. We had a total of 10 dedicated runners on our team this year, and for many of these young ladies, it was their very first time running. This season was no different than others in the past. There were many very hot, humid days in August and September that made it really difficult to run cross-country practice. Still, the girls, they came out every day and they gave 110% and they pushed themselves. Throughout this season, each runner continued to improve, with most of the girls doing just what we asked of them, running their PR at the regional meet. I am proud to say, and this is a wonderful thing to say, and I can't overstate what it means to me, that this team was the district runner-up. And I was just so proud of them for that. And 2 of our female runners ran at the state level, and they represented our school very, very well. I'm very proud of them. I would also like to say a special thank you to my assistant coach, Chris Taylor. I couldn't have done it without him. I want to thank him for all of his help this season. He was amazing. These wonderful young ladies brought their coach so much joy throughout the season. They made it every day really enjoyable for me. This year's team is composed of very talented runners, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds for these young ladies. Go Eagles!
Okay, and now for our award winners, Coach Carmen will present first. The Total Release Award goes to Mia Taylor. The Coach's Award goes to Nora Masiak. Miss Consistent goes to Glory Reback. And finally, the Lady of Valor is Kemper Reback. Next, I'd like to introduce our boys cross country head coach, Mr. Robin Rue.
Good evening. It's a privilege to be here tonight to honor all of our male and female athletes. I would like to just a special thanks to Mrs. Carmen. We've coached together for years. She was even though the boys and girls are separate teams, we do a lot together, and we had a great year together as teams and as coaches. Thanks for your help, Mrs. Carmen and Chris. We had a great year this year, the boys did. We had a total of 10 athletes. 4 of the athletes were first-time cross-country runners, and those 4 athletes qualified as our team did for the state championships this year. We had a great year, ran a lot of great races, and we had just a wonderful time. It's a privilege to be here tonight.
Okay, and our boys cross country award winners are, for the Coaches Award, Patrick Young. Mr. Clutch, Andrew Hale. Mighty in Spirit, Adam Tadusiak. And the most valuable runner goes to Josh Skielnick. Okay, we'd like to keep our cross-country athletes who are also track athletes on the stage and invite our track athletes to join us. And I'm going to introduce again head coach Robin Rue.
This year was a very busy year in track. We had 32 athletes on the track team. And it requires a lot of dedication by coaches, a lot of time. Track's a very time-consuming sport. And Chris Taylor was my assistant coach. I had Coach Al and his brother helped every Tuesday and Thursday morning. We practiced at 5:45 in the morning in order for us to get track time. And we had an average of half boys, half girls, a lot of younger kids, a lot of kids who never ran track before. But as you can see, great representation of a lot of athletes here tonight, boys and girls who worked hard, had a great season, had a lot of accomplishments. We had 4 athletes advance to the state championships this year and got on the podium. We did a great job in regionals. Just a handful of teams had opportunities to make it to the state championships. They were just a little short. But next year, we're going to be a very, very good track team. So thank you very much.
Okay, for our award winners, starting with the ladies track team, the most consistent runner was Mia Taylor. The most improved runner goes to Gabriella Winters. Mighty in spirit was Hannah Jameson. And the most valuable runner goes to Kemper Reback. On the boys' side, the Extra Mile Award winner goes to Josh Skielnick. The Perseverance Award goes to Mark Hale. And the most valuable runner is Andrew Hale. Once again, a big round of applause for the boys and girls track teams. Next up, we'd like to invite the volleyball team. And it's my pleasure to introduce to you our head volleyball coach, Mr. Sam Skelton.
Hello. I'd like to, actually we're getting a lot of thank yous in here, but we haven't had a thank you for Scott and Brian and Michelle, so let's give our athletic department a appreciate you guys, Mr. Steinfield and Ryan and I. It's our first year, we've almost made it through. You guys are doing a great job. Well, these girls are amazing. I would like to thank them. Most importantly, I'd like to thank what they've done and how they've matured. Our families, our parents, you guys have been awesome. There's so much that I could go on, and those of you that know me, I'm a rambler, so I will try not to ramble. But I would like to say this. A couple of things that are really important to us. I didn't have to take over a floundering program. I took over an established program, so it was easy to walk in. The girls had to get acquainted with my style. I've been the last 18 years at the college level, so coming back into the high school was a little bit of adjustment for us, but they bought into it. I'm excited to see where we're going next year. We finished with 18-7, second in districts, I believe, second in the regional championship. So next year we're going to go on one step further, hopefully, and get to that state level is our goal. But everyone knows the saying, it takes what? A teamwork to make the dream work. That's right. So to my 2 seniors, where are you guys at? Raise your hands. I would like these 2 to know that you always have a family here at Jupiter Christian. We're very proud of you. We wish them the best of luck. And my underclassmen, I'm looking forward to getting you guys back in the gym and beating knobbies on you. When I got here, I got to thinking, man, none of my girls showed up. I didn't recognize them, so I'll have to get them back into the work hard. Ladies, you look great. Let's move on to our awards.
Okay. The Team Leadership Award goes to Senior Amanda Gorney. Mighty in Spirit Award goes to Mackenzie O'Loughlin. The Coaches Award, Emma Shaddix. And the Extra Mile goes to Rachel Bryan. Great job, girls. One more round of applause for our volleyball team. Next up, we'd like to invite the swim team.
I love the excitement I get before I compete, and I love the feeling of getting out of the pool knowing I did my best and gave it my all. I was competing against different individuals, but I was also competing with myself, trying to do better each time. Faith is my motivation to do the best I can. As it says in Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. The enthusiasm from my coaches and team also motivate me to continue working hard and do my best.
And I'd like to introduce our co-head coaches, Mr. Bill Morowski and Mr. Chris McSweeney.
Thank you. I'll echo what everyone else has said. It's a great pleasure to be here. This was our first year in a long time having a swim program. And so we kind of started off real late in the season. After about everyone else had 3 or 4 weeks of practice, we got started. But what we were able to accomplish in a short amount of time is a great testament to the athletes behind me, to our assistant coaches, to everyone that pitched in to help. We had 20 hours of total practice, which is what most teams have in the first 2 weeks of their entire season. And that's what we had the entire season. And so we came into this late, and we came into it with a crazy group of kids, because it takes a crazy group to wake up at 6, to be at the pool at 6 a.m. every single, 3 times a week, and even more when we had meets the night before. But we're just incredibly proud of what they were able to accomplish. Swimming is one of the hardest physical exercises you can do, and it's not one that you can just stop, because if you stop in the pool, you just start to drown. So what made it more challenging, they rose to the occasion and really excelled and succeeded, or combined them and excelled. We had 9 that went to regionals, 5 of which who had never swam before, which is incredible.
And more importantly, some of the greatest stuff that happened is we actually built a really cool culture of just family and community within our team, where the kids would swim, they'd be at the pool in the water at 6 a.m., do a full day of school, have a meet, and then still want to hang out with each other. And I was like, you guys have been together for like 15 hours straight. And they're like, but we just want to play. I'm like, you guys are crazy. We could not have done this without our 3 awesome assistant coaches. Coach Andrew's back there, Coach Katie's trying to hide, and Coach Joellen sitting down right over there. She's hanging out. She's tired still. And also the Booster Club. Holy smokes, man, you guys came through. You helped us get started, and not just get started, but you were just the catalyst, man. I mean, you were gasoline all over a match for us. It was incredible. So thank you so much for that. These athletes are the wild ones, man. I'm so excited to celebrate with them tonight.
Okay, now for our award winners. First, on the girls' side, the Coaches Award goes to Allison Miller. Mighty in Spirit, Hannah Jameson. And the MVP goes to Kemper Reback. And our most improved swimmer is Michael Rohde. Great job, guys. One more round of applause for our swim team. Next up, we'd like to invite our lacrosse team.
What I love about sports is that it brings people from different backgrounds together. When we're on the court or field, we all have the same goal, and that's to win.
The brotherhood here at Jupiter Christian is just, it's something much more different from everywhere else, you know, because not only is it Christian based and you have everybody living and thinking through God, but they just, honestly, I feel like a family here, you know, like it really feels like these are my actual brothers.
I asked God when I was little to help me play to the best of my abilities, so when I make a good play, I know it will be with God. What I love about
And I'd like to introduce the head lacrosse coach, Mr. Dennis Riley.
Okay, well, first thing you do is you don't let a coach have a microphone. That's a big problem. Anyway, tonight we celebrate the accomplishments of our young Christian athletes. As your lacrosse coach for the past 4 seasons, I am honored and humbled to speak to you for just a few moments tonight. I love coaching. I love the families that have given me the privilege of coaching their sons in lacrosse these past 4 seasons. For me, it's been a time, but it's time to move on. I'm leaving the program on very solid ground. Over these past 4 years, we have seen tremendous growth in our school's lacrosse program. Just a little over 4 years ago, we personally begged students to play lacrosse. That first year, our first tryout only had 7 players come. Jump ahead this year, we now field a varsity team with over 25 players. In addition, we have a championship middle school boys lacrosse team, and we restarted our girls lacrosse program. It's a very exciting time for Jupiter Lacrosse. I'd like to recognize some special people that helped me and supported me this season and throughout 4 years. Brian and Chanel Smith, thank you for providing so much love and support to our players this year and our visiting school players. Pete Holohan. Pete has been a videographer, statistician. He dedicated himself to just about any role in the lacrosse program to keep it alive and keep it growing. I also like to special thanks to Tom Phillips, Dwayne Reif, James Duvall, and my wife Patricia for their love, their counsel, their prayers and support. I also need to recognize my assistant coaches, each of whom played for us at Jupiter Christian. Cam Mayhem, Dwayne Reif, who's here, and Aaron Collins. And finally, the best team managers I've ever worked with in my 20 plus years in lacrosse. Liam, who's not here, Aaron, Sabrina, Bailey, and Emily. As I mentioned, it's an exciting time for Jupiter Lacrosse, Jupiter Christian Lacrosse. Why? This team was led by a promising group of amazing sophomores, which included all-district player Griffin Phillips, Sammy, Nate, Kohler, just to name a few. This is a great group of sophomores. Statistics don't lie. This is actually a group of sophomore players scored 55 goals and 36 assists with 91 points this year. That's the most ever by a sophomore group in any sport I've ever coached. In addition to that, we have a talented group of experienced 8th graders that will be moving up this year. And these factors have to make me feel very excited about where the Jupiter Lacrosse program is going. As we move towards the future, I do not want to forget our graduating seniors. I know I never will forget them. I will pray for their continued success in all their future endeavors. Seniors, wherever the Lord calls you, bring the heart and determination you brought onto the lacrosse field with you. Thank you for walking this journey with me these past 4 years. I love you guys very much.
Okay, now for our award winners. First up, we've got our most improved player, Christian Maida. The Braveheart Award goes to Michael Smith. Mighty in spirit is Toller Reif. And your MVP is Michael Reif. One more big round of applause for the lacrosse team. Next up, we'd like to invite our tennis team.
What I love most about sports and competition is it gives me the opportunity to meet and play with people that share the same passion as me, and it pushes me to work hard to be the best I can be. The brother and sisterhood that I shared with my teammates represented a chance to bond and work together for one goal, which is winning and improving as a whole team. My teammates always pushed me to be the best I could be, and were always cheering me on, and I'm so thankful for all of their encouragement and support. The strength I feel from my faith is that God has given me the ability to be a standout athlete and to play the sports I love. I feel that it's my responsibility to share my faith through the way I represent myself, my school, and teammates when I play and practice. The main things that motivate me are to stay active and fit, be the best I can be for my teammates and coaches, working hard, beating goals I've set, and I'm not gonna lie, I really love to win.
And I'd like to introduce our head tennis coach, Ms. Danae Massey.
Well, this year our JCS boys and girls team had a rebuilding year with very young and most players with little tennis experience. Overall, we had four 10th graders, one 9th grader, and then I think it was 8, 6, 7, and 8th graders, so very young team. They all worked hard during the practice and tried their best in matches. Although we didn't have a winning record on the court, we still had a lot of winning attitudes on and off the court. I encouraged the players before the matches started to work hard, do their best, and as they would be playing, older and more experienced players, to not worry about it. Some players were very nervous about playing their opponents, but as the season went along, they got more and more confidence and improved tremendously. We have one district champion at line 1 for the boys, Kevin Enos, who is an 8th grader, so it was awesome, and he did go to states, which is great, and he's also named All-County first team. I'm very proud of both the boys and girls teams for working hard and giving it their best. It was a real pleasure working with such a great group of students.
Okay, now for our award winners, starting with the ladies. Most improved goes to Cassidy Knight. Mighty in spirit is Emma Barbie. And the team MVP is Aaron Helsel. On the boys' side, most improved, Noah Winters. Mighty in spirit, Jeremy Bregel. And the most valuable player, Kevin Enos. One more round of applause for the tennis team. Next up, we'd like to invite our wrestlers. Head coach Alan Stein.
Thanks, Coach. Special thanks to Coach Rue for all his help. Could not have done this without Coach Rue and Coach Barnes. So give a round of applause. There's 14 possible weight classes, and as you can see, we did not come close to filling that. But don't let the small numbers fool you. This is a very, very tough, feared group. They beat and pinned a lot more times than they lost. We had 4 state qualifiers this year, which exceeded our goal, and it was just an awesome honor to work with these guys. This is by far the hardest working team on campus, and I know swimming, cross country, it's a hard sport, but you're welcome to come and try wrestling practice next year if you want. We're very proud of how hard they work, and this is less of a team and more of a family, and I'm so proud of these guys, and it's a great honor to be here tonight. Thank you.
And now for our award winners. The The Mighty in Spirit Award goes to Austin Tuttle. Most Improved, Prince Hall Jr. The most wins, Eric Barnes. And the most outstanding wrestler was Kevin Higgins. Great job, wrestlers. Cheerleaders, come on up to the stage.
The sisterhood in cheerleading revolves around how comfortable we are around each other. We're not afraid to be complete goofballs or to act completely silly. We're comfortable with being ourselves and getting to experience that with the rest of the team. What I love most about my sport is all the memories I make. It's not about winning or losing. It's always about the laughs that we enjoy, all the inside jokes I remember, all the goofing around and the friendships that I make. That's what matters the most. What motivates me is my desire to improve. No matter what I'm doing, if it's sports, academics, or in my walk with God, I strive to do better and to improve. The strength that I feel from my faith in sports, I can mostly say through Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It's a popular verse because it's true. Whenever I'm struggling in sport or whenever I'm trying to do better, I always remember that God's there to help me through whatever trials I'm facing.
And it's my pleasure to introduce to you Miss Dee Devine, our head cheer coach.
Wow, it's such an honor when I heard the girls speak, and I thought, as we're here in the heat tonight, we are no strangers to being warm on a Friday night. The one thing is, I would be amiss to say when the football team was here, how easy they make our job. This was an amazing season. Right, girls?
Yes.
Okay, cheerleaders. We're not the game, but we're part of the game. Cheerleading is such a unique activity that brings people together through sports. Cheerleaders connect a crowd to a game, a community to a school, and school groups to each other to feel part of something bigger than just their particular groups. Wow, how cool is it to be a cheerleader? These young ladies are true leaders. They can get out in front of a crowd, uphold the traditions of JCS, teach you all and other groups our traditions, and we can create new ones as well. This particular group of young ladies are open, willing, versatile, and flexible, and that makes very unique qualities for a teenager. Cheerleading is not just something you stop doing, and these girls can attest to this. It gets in your blood, and it stays with you for the rest of your life. They become encouragers. They have become Barnabas. They have become uplifters. These are a group of student athletes who work tirelessly to keep up team spirit. They're constantly leading the crowd, encouraging people to cheer the team on. And when these young ladies have been involved in it for a few years, I've watched them help others grow and gain the skills to be successful. When they put on that uniform, they're representing their team, their school, their community, and they are glorifying God in all they do. I am truly blessed and honored, and sports are it's what brings us all together. Girls, I would like to share a few things, but there's almost too many, and I want to keep it short. Good joke there. The one thing that I have to say is that they have spirit, and that's all that matters. So without further ado, I look forward to what Mr. Justine has to say.
Okay, our award winners. The most inspirational cheerleader was Carrie Bobbin. Most dedicated, Lauren McGlynn. The most consistent cheerleader was Emily O'Neill. And Mighty in Spirit goes to Katie Sproul. Great job, cheerleaders. Thank you.
And when the girls come out, we want to say a very big thank you to the Booster Club. And tonight, the girls are going to throw out some shirts for you. And when we talk about servant leadership, thank you, Booster Club, for all you do.
This time I'd like to invite up the men's and women's varsity golf teams. Our head women's golf coach and dean of students, Mr. Matt Winters.
First, we give all honor and glory to God. Next, I want to thank my best friend, my wife. And then additional gratitude needs to be extended to the school board for their constant support, the Booster Club, President Steinfield, our principal, Dr. Doobie. Let me extend that gratitude also down to our maintenance department. And also I'd like a special thanks of gratitude to Brian, thank you, Scott and Michelle as well. Jupiter Christian School was honored to have just a few young ladies participate in the Varsity Girls Golf program. I'd also like to thank Mr. Scribania and Mr. Thomas who added knowledge and support, as well as Mr. Masiak, who came and invested his time as well. I'd like to thank the manager, Noah Winters, who faithfully served. We only had 2 participants, and I'd like to say that both of them advanced to regional competition. They're very skilled athletes. Returning golfer Lauren Scribania seems to thrive under pressure. Like any exceptional golfer, Lauren keeps her cool when things heat up. During the district playoffs, Lauren shot her best with an 80, finishing only 3 strokes from the best score. Throughout the season, Lauren's cool level of play helped ice even some varsity boys teams that we competed against. Sophia Thomas, who's actually participating in the golf tournament this weekend, was very quiet, reserved, but her walk exceeded her talk. Better than using words, Sophia used actions to express her purpose for being out on the course. Sophia led her clubs through the speaking. Along with her exceptional ability, her consistency is a trait which even the pros struggle. Congratulations to both those ladies in as recipients of the MVP for Varsity Girls Golf.
Next up, I'd like to introduce the coach of the state qualifying golf team, Mr. Paul Sellers.
We started out this year, I don't know how much you know about Florida golf high schools, but it's a lot of powerhouse schools in the state of Florida, and to even have a goal of getting to districts and maybe winning a district championship, let alone regionals or even making it the states, was something that I didn't even start to consider. Losing 4 seniors the previous year and going 3-14, I brought 3 guys back right here, and then we inherited 3 more players, and they were all in middle school. So I didn't expect a lot out of the season, having 4 middle schoolers and only 1 senior. But as the season got started, we started to come together as a team, and I started to notice that these 4 middle school kids could actually play some really good golf. So as the season progressed, we only had 3 losses and 14 wins. Those 3 losses coming against the Pine School and the Kings Academy, both pretty big golf programs in the state of Florida. As we went into districts, expectations were tried to keep them reasonable for the guys, and it was really a miracle, but we won the district championship for the school for the first time in school history. So we actually beat the Benjamin School and the Pine School, the teams that we had lost to previous in the school year, and for the first time in 20 years, Benjamin failed to advance. So after that, we were flying pretty high, and then we went to regionals with really even lower expectations, trying to get out of regionals. We were going to face the Kings Academy, a team that was 88-0 and had just won a national championship, competing against 21 other schools with a combined 26 state championships between them. After we turned hole number 9, my number 5 player was shooting a 37, 1 over par. And my number 1 player, Brian Wayang, GT Nicholas, were both playing extremely good golf, taking the number 1 and 2 spots. And as we came up to 18, I had to pinch myself, but we had just knocked off Kings Academy and won regionals and advanced to states for the first time in school history. And at the state championship, after 1 day of competition, the team was in 3rd place against 16 high schools. We were the youngest team in the history of the state championships to be there. The second day, winds and conditions got a little tougher. We faded just a little bit, finished in 6th place overall for state championships. It's been an honor and pleasure to coach these guys. I look forward to the team growing next year and these guys coming back and doing some real damage and bringing a state championship at Jupiter Christian School. Thank you.
Okay, now for our award winners. The most improved golfer who is not here tonight, Will Whitaker. Up-and-comer also not present this evening is Nick Estrada. Your most improved golfer who is here tonight with us is GT Nicholas. And the MVP goes to Brian Wayang. Great job, guys. Girls soccer, you are on the stage.
My passion and love for the game of soccer motivates me to be the best on the field. Teammates share a very unique and tight bond as they overcome adversity together. I love working hard and challenging myself to be the best. The strength I feel from my faith is comforting because I know that whether I win or lose, my identity is in Christ. My wins or losses do not define me. Christ does.
And the head coach of the ladies varsity soccer team is Mr. Chris Perry.
Well, I thought about preparing something really sweet and pitched to say, but I figured I would just confuse the girls with that, so I didn't. But we had an amazing season. Graduated 1 senior last year, so had almost a full roster coming back while adding a few new players to the squad. And we made it a goal to just have a ton of fun out there. I'm like the world's worst coach. I was talking to Coach Erica, who is my lovely assistant over here and worked tirelessly with these girls. But we were talking over there, I was like, I'm the worst coach. I don't pay any attention to like stats and things like that. They're always, hey, coach, how many goals did I score? I was like, I don't know, you scored them, you tell me. And so I don't really pay much attention to that, but we found ourselves in regionals this year, and that was kind of took us back, and we were playing a team that should have blown us out of the water 8-0. And so we decided to go in there and just have a great time, have a ton of fun, play some girls at some different positions, and just really enjoy ourselves. And next thing we know, we're up 1-0. And we're not really sure what's going on at that point. And we just continued to have fun. We lost 2-1, but it was a great time. So great season. Girls, thank you so much for allowing me to be your coach over these last 2 years. It's been an honor and a privilege.
Okay, now for our award winners. The key defender was Amanda Hood. The key midfielder, Sarah Narbone. The key forward on the team was Gia Vastola. And Mighty in Spirit goes to Natasha Urbanowitz. One more round of applause for our girls soccer team. Next up, we'd like to invite our boys soccer team.
On your chest, beat the world, beat the wall. Dark God, go bang on his door. Just throw your hands up, beat the clock. Come over mountains, come break rocks. Eat hands up, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you gon' find yourself. Standing in the Hall of Fame.
Head coach, Mr. Matt Winters.
Again, I extend the same thanks that I mentioned a few minutes ago to all involved. And again, I appreciate Brian and all of his hard and tireless efforts and work. I had to condense my 170 pages of comments and praise down to 2 to 3 minutes, so I'm gonna have to cut out a lot here. I'd also like to encourage our players and parents to think back to the end of the season party and the comments shared there as I look back and appreciate our soccer family. I really want to thank Coach Al for his time, effort, support, friendship. So I'm actually going to just read through real quickly and take out a lot of words for you. Thanks, Coach Al. Unity, admiration, memories. Shannon, thanks. Orlando trip, 17s, seniors, Operation Mikey. Mikey was also chosen by his teammates as the teammate of the year. 11, 3, and 2. Head on a swivel. Thanks, parents. County All-Star game. 3-to-1 goal ratio. 84%. Determination. Pride. Unreachable goals reached. Will miss you. Selfless, legacy, 10-2 principle, humility, soccer family. Thanks, guys.
And now for our award winners, starting with our most improved player, Christian Maidock. And another most improved player goes to Jack Doobie. Mighty in Spirit, Will Eisen. And the team MVP goes to Gavin Titherington. Great job, guys. Next up is the varsity baseball team.
Whether it's in the classroom, whether it's on the field, on the pitcher's mound, I just want to give it 110% because I know that it's glorifying God, not just me. Most coaches have really helped me develop as a player and a person. They've also
Okay. I also double as the varsity baseball coach. I'm Brian Justine. This is my first year as athletic director and also my first year coaching this great group of guys. When I first took the job as athletic director, in addition to the daily calls I got about the football program, I got a lot of people around the baseball program who were concerned that graduating 7 starters off the previous team, are we going to be able to compete? I heard the term the cupboard was bare, things like that. Knowing a lot of these guys since their youth, I knew we had some pretty young players, but there was a lot of heart, there was a lot of spirit, and a major willingness to work. One of the things that we did just a little bit different this year, we tried to put a very, very difficult schedule together, so by the time we got to the postseason, the idea was that we play our best baseball. We scheduled teams such as Dwyer High School, the Benjamin School, Oxbridge Academy, Cardinal Newman, who else, guys? Suncoast. All of these teams, classes up from us, and we saw several Division I players, guys that are going to be drafted in Major League Draft, and these guys handled it like champs. It was a daunting task. Our season ended in the district semifinal. We had the go-ahead run at the plate, didn't get the job done, but lost to Highlands Christian, who is now advancing deep into the playoffs. So these guys did a great job from where we started. We had freshmen and sophomore all over the field. 2 great senior leaders in Adam Taduziak and Reed Burke, and I could not be more proud, more pleased with the season that we had this year and we have from these guys, so thank you for that. Our award winners, and then here. First up, we've got our, our most improved player goes to Walker Shattuck. Total Release Award goes to Adam Taduziak. Mighty in Spirit is Clayton Moore. And our most valuable player, Florida Southern commit, Reed Burke. Okay, next up, we'd like to invite our varsity basketball team.
All motivation comes from God, and me just trying to get back to heaven. You know, I'm trying to get back with God, and that's just what motivation for everything comes from. For sports is definitely the pinnacle is on God, and secondly, so much motivation comes from my mom. Every day, you know, watching her work, go to work, watching her grind, just to provide me my needs and my wants. Just everything that she does for me, some of the stuff I don't even recognize, you know? Just her being there for me, like, that's something that just really pushes me. Like, when I go inside the gym, I'm thinking about my mom, you know? Like, what is she doing for me right now? Let me try and do something back for her. Let me try and do something positive.
Head coach Brian Bullock.
Good evening. A couple things. A big shout out to our bus driver, Brian. I mean, he is awesome. 18 years. He's the best in the business. Athletic staff. I get about 1 daily dumb question. I use it all the time. They're patient with me. I appreciate that. Jamie's awesome as well, getting our guys back healthy. Parents, your kids are just fantastic. They're the definition of character, class, commitment. They're a pleasure to be around at all times. I want to say thank you to you guys. Quick story, they figured out my boiling point pretty quickly. I'd get a phone call 5 minutes before practice started, and it's someone like Dion saying, "Coach, I can't make practice," you know. As I slam down the phone and go in the gym, he's in there already warming up, so they're just picking on me. But it was a pleasure to be around them. We had a good year, 19-9. We had some injuries late, unfortunately. We got up to 4th in the state at one point. I think we finished 16th in the state. Again, we had some bad injuries, but we're looking to bounce back next year and hope to see you guys at the game. So that being said, here are our award winners.
Okay, starting off with the Coaches Award, Clay Fitzmaurice. Mighty in Spirit goes to Michael Reif. Most Improved Player, Dion Fernander. And the Most Valuable Player goes to Isaac Sellers. One more round of applause for the varsity basketball team. Okay, and that concludes our team recognitions. We're going to move on to some of our individual awards, and we're going to start with our Assistant Coach of the Year, Coach Jim Davis. If you come up on stage, Coach Davis. Oh! Coach Davis is going to join us to present the winner of the Assistant Coach of the Year.
Okay, the Assistant Coach of the Year award. You know, in a lot of sports, most sports, it seems like people know the head coach's name, and the head coach, I think, a lot of times gets too much credit for the success of the team. And virtually every good team that I've been part of, it's the assistant coaches that you have that really make the difference. They share the workload. They get involved with certain groups of the kids, and we're blessed at Jupiter Christian and all of our sports across the board. We have a lot of excellent assistant coaches, and so tonight, though, we're going to honor one, and this individual was new to Jupiter Christian last year. He became an employee of ours last summer. He joined the football staff last fall, and he just brought a tremendous amount of knowledge and passion and enthusiasm to our team, to the sport. He's been just a wonderful asset to Jupiter Christian in so many ways, and I'm proud to announce tonight that the Assistant Coach of the Year goes to Mr. Anthony Howard.
Congrats, Coach Howard, well deserved. Next up, I'd like to introduce Mr. Sam Rohde. He's our Booster Club president. He is going to present the Booster Club Head Coach of the Year Award. Sam Rohde.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. There we go. This is Booster, right? So I just wanted to take a second before we got into the Coach of the Year award to remind everybody on the back of the agenda are just some of the items that the Booster Club itself funded for this school's calendar year for the various sports. What's not listed is the fact that our contributions this year for funding exceeded about $22,000. So. The Booster Club gets its funds from memberships. 30% of all of the memberships from the different families and individuals who join support the Booster Club. I wanted to take a minute to recognize all of the Booster Club members for participating with your memberships and helping us out. I also wanted to thank each of the team advisors. The team advisors play a critical role in helping to support or promote each of their team sports. And if there's a need for funding for that team, it usually comes through the coach and team advisors. So thank you to the team advisors as well. And we also get money from proceeds from the concessions and merchandise. So if you're ordering any of the Jupiter Christian stuff online or merchandise at the games, that also helps contribute to it. But the largest funding for Booster Club comes from our annual golf outing. And this year we brought in for the Booster Club around $20,000. So I wanted to take a minute to recognize Lynette Sawyer. She spearheaded the golf committee. She had a great team of ladies, and I apologize in advance for not listing each and every one of you, but Lynette really put all the energy behind that. rallied the troops and did a wonderful job. So just wanted to take a minute to recognize Lynette. And then also, this obviously is not a one-man show. I have a great group on the board. I have Mr. Bill Moore and Mr. Bill Shaddix that are part of the board. But the glue that keeps us together and the glue that moves us forward and handles most of the stuff for us is Jen Spear, and I wanted to take a minute to recognize Jen for all of her help this year. Now we'll get on to the Coach of the Year. At the conclusion of all the spring seasons, Booster Club members have the privilege of voting for their Coach of the Year. An email goes out to all of the Booster Club members listing all the different coaches for their sports, and then the memberships cast their vote for Coach of the Year. We want to find a coach that best represents the school, but also importantly to us as the Booster Club mission. And two of the specific areas that we use in the selection process are to help the Jupiter Christian School fulfill its mission of teaching the mind and reaching the heart of the students through Jesus Christ. Also, creating an environment that produces the best student athlete and fans, and to demonstrate good sportsmanship at every one of our games, home and away. This year's voting ended in a tie between two outstanding coaches. Both of these head coaches did a phenomenal job of leading their programs. If you attended their games, it was clear that their teams were well coached and disciplined. Both of these coaches are masters of their craft and obsess over any detail that could give their team an edge. Most importantly, they coach for the right reason, to develop young Christian men of high character. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the Co-Coach of the Years 2016-2017, Mr. Jim Davis for football, and Mr. Brian Mulligan for boys basketball.
Okay, next up we are going to recognize our Under Armour Scholar Athletes, and we've got our very own Miss Michelle Williams. Let's have a big round of applause for Miss Williams. Real quick, before she gets into a presentation, I just want to tell everybody that the reason why the athletic department is able to do so many things like events like this and just stay so organized is because of Michelle's just love for you guys, the student athletes, love for the school, and just her passion for being great at anything that she does. So my job is so easy with Scott and Michelle. You'll meet Mr. Loud here in a minute. So I just want you guys to know behind the scenes, pretty much anything good that comes out of the athletic department is her doing. So go ahead. Thank you, Michelle.
I'm not usually the one that's up front unless you guys are walking into my office door. So I'm more of a behind the scenes kind of girl, but I jump at the chance to say thank you. You guys have had an amazing year, and it's been fun after being gone for 10 years to come back and to see the new generation of Eagles come and dominate on their playing field. So thank you guys for making it a good season for me to watch, and congratulations on all your successes. Each month, the JCS Athletic Department recognizes 2 student athletes who not only excel on the field, but also in the classroom. Varsity coaches will nominate 1 student athlete each month who meet the following criteria: strong academic standing, fully committed team member, high character, and a good teammate. The athletic department, in partnership with the chief academic officer, selects each month's honorees based on coaches' recommendations and academic standing. At this time, I'd like to invite all of this year's Under Armour Scholar athletes to join me on the stage. From November, Allison Miller and Colton Smith. December, Amanda Hood and Leanne Devine. January, it's Katie Sproul and Isaac Sellers. February, Gabriella Winters and Michael Reif. March, Carly Cleveland and Reed Burke. April, Aaron Helsel and Nathan Espinal. Come on up. At the time of the awards, each of the students was recognized during one of our home athletic games and given a plaque to just have and to hold forever. Congratulations. On behalf of the JCS Athletic Department, I want to thank you for your leadership and committed excellence both on the field and in the classroom. Thank you.
These are your Under Armour Scholar Athletes. Great job, guys. Next up, we are going to bring up Coach Bill Morawski and Chris McSweeney, and they're going to talk to you about our state qualifiers, our new school record holders, and our tri-athletes.
All right, Coach Chris talks too much, so I'm going to do this and make it real quick. As we continue to make it our mission to strive for excellence in all that we do, we want to take a few minutes to recognize this year's athletes who achieved the type of significant success that helps support this mission. At this time, we'd like to recognize this year's state qualifying athletes, our 3 and 4 sport athletes, and the individuals who broke school records in their respective sports. Beginning with our new school record holders, please come up on stage when your name is called. For cross country, Kemper Reback and Joshua Skilnick. For track and field, the 4x800 relay, Joshua Skilnick, Patrick Young, Andrew Hale, and Mark Hale. For the 4x400 relay, those same 4 guys. The 3200 meter, Joshua Skilnick, and for discus, Gabriella Winters. For the sport of swimming, the 200 medley relay, Glory Reback, Kemper Reback, Diana Pinkham, and Hannah Jameson. For the boys 200 medley relay, Carter Hewitt, Eric Barnes, Ryan Malillo, Hudson Bishop. For the 200 freestyle, Kemper Reback. For the 200 IM 100 butterfly, also Kemper Reback. 200 freestyle relay, Kemper Reback, Glory Reback, Allison Miller, and Hannah Jameson. 200 freestyle relay, Carter Hewitt, Eric Barnes, Hudson Bishop, and Ryan Malillo. 100 breaststroke, Diana Pinkham. Next, we'd like to recognize our 3 sport athletes. Okay. Actually, we'll do our 4 sport athletes. Gabriella Winters for cross country, soccer, track, and tennis. Our tri-athletes, Eric Barnes, swimming, wrestling, track, Emma Barbie, cross country, soccer, and tennis, Carly Cleveland, volleyball, soccer, and track, Raina Ferraro, cross country, soccer, and track, Erin Helsel, soccer, track, and tennis, Hannah Jameson, swimming, soccer, track, Glory Reback, swimming, cross-country, track, Kemper Reback, swimming, cross-country, track, Trinity Reback, swimming, cross-country, track, Astrid Wallace, swimming, cheerleading, track. Finally, we'd like to honor our FHSAA state qualifiers, the varsity golf team, Nicholas Estrada, GT Nicholas, Isaac Sellers, Nicholas Staub, and Brian Wiang, and William Whitaker. For boys cross country, Joshua Skilnick, Adam Taduziak, Mark and Andrew Hale, Patrick Young, Ben Barbie, and Tyler Dickinson. For girls cross country, Kemper Reback and Mia Taylor. For wrestling, Austin Tuttle, Kevin Higgins, Eric Barnes, and Prince Hall. We got 2 more groups. Tennis, Kevin Enos. Track and field, Joshua Skilnick, Mark Hale, Andrew Hale, Patrick Young. Congratulations to all these outstanding young men and women. Give them a round of applause.
Okay, as we move on, we are going to get our head basketball coach, Coach Brian Mulliken, back up on stage, and he is going to present the Student Athlete Leadership Award. Coach Mully.
Okay. Student Athlete Leadership Award is given to a student athlete who plays at least 2 varsity sports, earns at least 1 team award, and has impeccable reputation for conduct in the classroom, and in athletics. These athletes set the tone for leadership throughout the school and athletic department. This year, the recipient is a young man who is always first in practice. He's the last one to leave. He's the best teammate. Never cheats a drill. He's there for instruction and encouragement. This year, an award goes to Isaac Sellers.
Okay, Kevin Higgins and Carly Cleveland, come on up on the stage. Okay, student athletes, this is the part where we're going to finish the voting and see who Mr. and Mrs. Eagle are for this year. Kevin's going to talk you through that. I'll turn it over to him.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord. For those of you who don't know me, which is kind of hard, but if you don't know who I am, I'm Kevin. I'm a quiet person, and I'm shy.
I'm Carly Cleveland, and I guess I'm in 10th grade.
What we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be announcing the first meaning one, annual Mr. and Mrs. Eagle, which is by voting on Twitter. So for those of you who support Trump, Twitter is your main app. So get out there. Okay, so get out your phones and go to JCS Eagle.
Yep, at Eagle JCS, the link is there. We've already got over 200 people, which means we picked up some students here. We only have about 170 varsity athletes, but we'll honor all those votes. As we're waiting, Clay Fitzmaurice, Prince Hall, Dion Fernander, Danny Caruso, and Matt Narbone are your male nominees. And your female nominees are Emma Shaddix, Astrid Wallace, Sabrina Wright, Lauren McGlynn, and Tatiana Cagnon. Got about 15 seconds left if you haven't voted.
Do not vote for Prince Hall. Please do not vote for Prince Hall.
Okay, and Miss Carly Cleveland's going to announce the winners. First for the boys. Correction, first for the ladies.
Our Mrs. Eagle of the Year is Lauren McGlynn.
Come on up on stage, Lauren. You still here?
Lauren, did you leave like all the other people? You won. Let's go. Get up on stage. Come on, get your prize. Woo! Yeah, Lauren, the winner. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, the young, the old, the proud. Your winner for the 2017 Mr. Eagle, Clay Fitzmaurice. He's won many numerous awards tonight.
Okay, next up is our Eagle Pride Award. I'd like to introduce the Assistant Athletic Director, Mr. Scott Loud. I'm going to embarrass Mr. Loud. This is the glue that keeps the athletic department together. Him and his wife Nancy, many years ago, dating back, really came into Jupiter Christian, put an athletic department together, and all of us are experiencing the fruits of Mr. Loud and Mrs. Loud's labor. So we can't be more thankful to Scott and Nancy for everything that they've done. Let's give him a big round of applause.
This year, the Eagle Pride Award is given to an individual from the JCS community who selflessly and often thanklessly serves and supports the athletic department and its student athletes. You can find this individual at games throughout the year, cheering on our teams or volunteering in any way needed. This year's recipient has a passion for JCS athletics, served as a team mom for 2 of our teams, supported all JCS activities, and also served as our Booster Club Secretary. It is my honor to present to you this year's Eagle Pride Award recipient, Mrs. Jennifer Spear.
And we're going to keep Jen up on stage because Jen is going to present the next award, which are our Booster Club Scholarships.
Thank you. Each year, the Booster Club awards 2 scholarships in the amount of $2,000 each to JCS student athletes who meet the following criteria at the highest level: athletic excellence, outstanding academic standing, community service, leadership, high Christian character, and sportsmanship. This year, we had 2 athletes who demonstrated all of these qualities throughout their athletic careers at JCS. Our first honoree has been a JCS student since pre-K 3 and a standout member of the varsity soccer team. He is an active community servant, always willing to lend a hand. The sportsmanship he displays is second to none, and his character and leadership are the model for his peers to follow. His academic standing is second to none, as he is this year's valedictorian. In addition, he has the Palm Beach Post Pathfinder nominee in the area of academic excellence. He will be attending Palm Beach Atlantic University in the fall. Please join me in congratulating our first Booster Club Scholarship recipient, Liam Devine. Our next honoree is a young man who has been a pillar of the JCS sports community, also a JCS student since pre-K 3. This student athlete competes with a burning desire to excel. His work ethic and leadership skills are second to none, and he will go down in school history as one of the most prolific shooters the basketball program has ever had. He was also a member of the state qualifying golf team. He plans to continue his playing career at the next level and is finalizing his choice on where he will be attending school in the fall. This outstanding student athlete was also a Palm Beach Post Pathfinder nominee in the area of athletics. Please join me in congratulating our second Booster Club Scholarship recipient, Isaac Sellers.
Okay, now for our final 2 awards, and before we get into those, I just want to recognize 2 groups that helped us with this ceremony tonight. The food that you enjoyed for dinner was provided by Bravo. They gave us an exceptional deal on that, so big round of applause for Bravo. then the management group at Harborside. We thought we would try something new this year, get you guys outside school. We have a beautiful night, beautiful facility. Harborside allowed us to come here, set up, make this place our own, and did not charge us. Okay, just wanted to have us here. Help us with our events. A big round of applause for them. Okay, our male and female athletes of the year, starting with our female athlete of the year. This individual, you've met her tonight. 3 sports standout athlete, was the MVP for all 3 sports, qualified for state and cross country, qualified for regionals in swimming and track, broke 7 school records this year. Just a phenomenal athlete. There's not much more you can say. It's exactly the type of young lady that we want to see in our athletic program. Brought a ton of attention to the school for all her accomplishments. If you guys follow running, especially, her family is a very well-known name, a household name in the running community, and it looks like she's going to be following in their footsteps. Let's have a big round of applause for the female athlete of the year, Miss Kipper Reback. Okay, now our male athlete of the year. This individual, this is a rare type of athlete to walk around a campus of a small Christian school like ours. Rolex All-American. Almost every university in the country is trying to get this young man to continue his career at their school. The likes of Stanford, all the big names are trying to recruit and just see if there's a way that they can get him to play with them. This year, he was a first-team Palm Beach Post recipient, first-team Sun Sentinel, 4th in the state, led Coach Seller's team to a 6th-place finish in the FHSA state final. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our male athlete of the year, Mr. Brian Wyatt. Okay, and finally onto our Career Achievement Award. This was a very, very difficult year to select this. We have a pretty lengthy list of criteria and we award points based on these athletes and how they meet this criteria. And it was decided, believe it or not, by half a point. That's how close it was. One of the criteria, I think something that set it apart, is just an athlete's ability to gain notoriety outside of the Jupiter Christian School community. And this young athlete came in, he took the leadership, he was our team leader on the baseball team, and took over for arguably the greatest player in school history, last year's Career Achievement Award winner, Nick Konstantikos, stepped right in and had really one of the greatest seasons an individual has had in Palm Beach County history. I've been around coaching baseball in Palm Beach County, played baseball for 20 years ago for Dwyer, and I haven't seen an athlete on both sides of the ball do what this young man did. Hit 390, led the team in hits, led the team in RBIs. On the mound was dominant. ERA well under 2, Palm Beach County leader. All schools in Palm Beach County, our guy led the county in strikeouts. Getting a significant scholarship to play at the next level at a baseball powerhouse, Florida Southern College. High character, great young Christian leader, outstanding student, just the type of role model that we love to see here at Jupiter Christian. He did wonders for our young team. These guys got to watch his work ethic, silent leader, just goes about his business in a very humble way and lets his play speak in a very, very mighty way. So I couldn't be more proud as an athletic director, couldn't be more proud as a head coach to introduce this year's Career Achievement Award winner, Reed Burke. before I introduce our president, Mr. Dan Steinfield, I would just like to thank once again all of our varsity coaches and our assistant coaches. Let's give them a big round of applause for all their passion and energy that they poured into us this year. And now I'd like to introduce Mr. Dan Steinfield. He's going to close us in prayer.
Hey, we've taken some time and recognized a lot of people here this evening. I think there's one more we need to give a round of applause to, and that is our Director of Athletics and Operations who put this night together. That's Mr. Brian Justine. Give him a round of applause. What a beautiful venue to have this event. Thank you for your work and your team's work on that. You know, Jupiter Christian School, we look to educate students in a nurturing community to excel in life and to engage the world. Tonight at this event, you've seen that played out in front of you. You've seen student athletes that are being honored for pursuing excellence, knowing the gifts, talents, and abilities they've been given, and using them and being excellent in how they use them. You've seen the nurturing community and our coaches who have poured into our student athletes, knowing that they're not just chasing a championship. We want championship teams at Jupiter Christian, but we want more than that, young men and women of God. People of character, who understand serving others, who understand teamwork, because those are the building blocks that build not only championship teams, but championship families, championship workplaces, and eventually the kingdom. And ultimately, we want to see our students take the lessons learned on the athletic field and impact the world. I was reflecting tonight, a lot of the skills I use in leadership even today, years and years of lessons learned on the soccer field. Learning to work as a team, learning to cooperate, learning to serve others. And so students, I would encourage you, the lessons you've learned here will serve you well in life, far beyond this time at Jupiter Christian School if you allow it to. So let's close this time in a word of prayer. Let's pray together. Lord, we thank you for this time. We thank you for a chance to come together in this beautiful venue. Thank you for those that worked hard to put it together. And we thank you for the coaches and the staff that have poured into these athletes all year, to see them grow and develop into men and women of character. Lord, we thank you for the students. Thank you for the families who have partnered with us in an education that is Christ preeminent. We thank you. We pray that you would be honored and glorified as we conclude this year. We look to next year. Exciting things are coming. Lord, we thank you for your blessing on Jupiter Christian School. In your name we pray. Amen. Hey, we would invite you to join us for a dessert reception over here by Kilwins. It's donated to us by Kilwins of Stewart. So join us for a dessert reception. Thank you, Brian, and your team.
How are you?